Okay, recording.
Recording? Okay. Everybody can mute their phones or computers. All right, so I'm going to get this all started. My name is Lisa Burdick, and I'm one of the coaches on McGuire. And I get the honor to identify Lindsay McGuire this morning, really quick before she starts. So I've known Lindsay probably 2.5 years. It's actually my coach, Sarah. It's her coach, Lindsay. And Lindsay started out because she saw Sarah doing amazing things with her transformation. So she reached out to Sarah a couple years ago and started doing T25. And she lost over, how many, is it over 20 pounds? Over 40?
50 total.
50 total pounds with T25 and, of course, other programs along the way. And she entered her results and was actually in a T25 commercial with Shaun T. She was flown to New York City and got to work out live with him. So that's so cool. And then as she's been growing her team right now, she is a 2-star diamond, 3-star lifetime diamond. She is a founder of Tenacious. It has almost 500 people in her downline. She is also a personal trainer, and she used to be a bartender. And once she started her coaching business, she was able to quit that so she could be home full time with her 2 little kids, Hunter and Layla, a little boy and a little girl. So she's very busy. And she has a very busy husband, too, who is a chef, who's an amazing chef, I should say. But she's doing great with this business. And I can't wait to listen to her today because her organization skills are so amazing. You guys are going to be blown away. So I can't wait to listen to her. And you guys are going to totally enjoy this. So just be ready because she does amazing things for her team.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. My honor.
And that was a great intro. And I'm honored to be a part of this training, and I'm just loving that everyone's showing up and working hard to make their business work and make themselves grow and just get better every day in this group. It's already helping me within the first day. Victor got me all pumped up. So hopefully today, what I'm going to go over, I'm going to go over time management, go over marketing strategy, and then in our live power hour, I'm going to give you quick steps to go through, and we're going to bang that out super fast because the content that I have for the time management and marketing strategy, we're going to, I want to get through 15 minutes each on those, and then have time for a power half hour and take you through exact steps on what to do with that. So I wanted to start with time management, and if I could see everybody, but I'll just ask you, how many struggle with time management? Raise your hand. It's like, and I'll do feel, felt, found with you guys. I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way. For the first 5 months of my business, I would say, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Like, I was anxious. I was answering every message when it came in. I didn't quite know like when to, do my vitals. I just didn't have any kind of flow going on. And just to give you like a little bit of history, when I got started as a coach, like Lisa said, I have 2 children. At the time when I started as a coach, Hunter was 8 months old and Layla was 3.5 years old. So, and then also, like Lisa said, my husband is a chef and he works 60, 70 hours a week. And I, at the time, was the stay-at-home mommy and taking care of everything. And then I also had 3 nights a week where I was doing bartending to get a little extra cash for the family. So, I was doing my T25 program, and I was loving it. I was, loving everything about the challenge groups. I was getting great results. And Sarah was asking me to be a coach. And honestly, and Tina mentioned this yesterday, it was like she was asking me to do something else. It was like, I would love to, but I really can't imagine how on earth I'm going to do something else right now. But I jumped right into it, and the first thing that I said to myself, though, is I'm not going to sacrifice my workouts because being a personal trainer, I know how it is. I took care of everybody else, and I started to forget to take care of me. And with us, with our business, our body is our business. So being a product of the product is always going to be number one. So the way that my schedule worked at the time is Layla would go to school and, you know, from 9 to 12, and then Hunter would take a nap from 10 to 11:30. So that was my mom crack, I called it. That was when I could get my workout done and get showered and then run to school and pick them back up. And that was the time I had. And then they would take a nap later in the day. And, you know, honestly, I kind of took a little nap there too because I was beat. And then, you know, you have dinner and everything else going on, and then they get to bed, and I would maybe have a little bit of time at the end of the day. So that's when, you know, how I started. I only had a little bit of time at the end of the day, and then I had that time in the morning, and I didn't want to sacrifice my workout. And then, you know, like I said, I was just answering messages crazy throughout the day. So what was happening is I was feeling anxious. My husband was not happy with me. I wasn't having a good balance of my family and the things that I wanted to do in my life. So something had to give. So when I'm struggling with something, and this is a tip for all of you as well, when you're struggling with something in this business, YouTube it. So I YouTubed like crazy, time management, Beachbody. I found that book, Eat That Frog. I highly recommend it. And I just started studying how to change this. So what I did is I realized that I had to switch this around, and I had to create a Miracle Morning. That's another book that I just read too, Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. Highly recommend it, life-changing for us especially. So I had to switch it around, and I had to get up early and get my time done in the day before everybody got up. And my schedule changes based on what the kids have going on, kind of what my husband's schedule is. So I do try to, here's an example of my calendar that I do on Google Calendars. And I do this calendar, and it kind of stays the same for about 4 weeks or so. But then, you know, something changes, and so I got to go in and update it. Like right now, Hunter's in preschool from 9 until 8:30 to 11:30. So for 4 days a week, I have, you know, a little bit of extra time for myself. So I need to get in there and on my calendar here, and I need to schedule that so that I can, you know, really prioritize what I need to do in those 3 hours. That's time to myself. That's time when I can do, you know, videos. That's time when I can get on calls with coaches. So just to let you know too, the way that I first started is I would write it down, you know, on a piece of paper, or I had a planner that I would write it out on. But then I found Google Calendar. And Google Calendar is great because, and this is what I have here, it's great for so many reasons. I mean, first of all, you can color code it, and you can have it on your phone. You can set reminder emails that pop up, and that keeps me on task, actually. And you can also share it with other people. So once I started doing this and mapping out my day, and I also shared it with my husband. So then he knew, you know, what I had to do in certain places. And then I also, let me see if you can see at the bottom here. I also put in Kevin time, phone down, sit on the couch. You know, I had to schedule in my husband time because it starts to get where everything else takes over, and you have to balance everybody into your schedule. So real quick, this is what I want to go over, how to think about planning out your day. First of all, we have our vitals that we have to do. Well, let me back up. First of all, what I would do is I put in everything that I have to do with my family. So like, you know, right here I have that from 5 to 7:30, you know, I'm not getting any work done. That's family time. I'm making dinner and having dinner with my family. I'm working on the kids' homework, and I'm getting them to bed. Another one, I take a break at lunch when I'm with Hunter, or, you know, if Kevin's home that day, I take a break there. And then just kind of fill in, like I said, I'm, you know, when Layla gets up at 7:30, I know that I have to get everything done before she's up at 7:30, and I'm getting her ready for school. So I put in those first. The next ones I put in is I put in my vitals. I put in when I'm going to do my workouts, and put in when I'm going to do my invites, when I'm going to do my personal development. So If you can see, I have that all right here within 5:30 to 6:30. And see, now I need to change this because we have this training going on. So I'll change that. I'll update it for the week. So now I'm up at 5 to get that done, my workout, and then, start this training, and then switch it around from 7 to 7:30. I have a little bit of time to eat breakfast for myself, and then it's go time to get the family ready. I even put in when I'm going to shower, and I'm going to listen to personal development in there. But that's another little tip that I do too. With personal development, I did start to sit down and read books, and I just can't do that. So there's just too much going on. I'm like, squirrel, got to get up and do something else. So I found out that the best way to get my personal development done is to listen to audible.com. And I do it while I'm working out. Just mute your workout. You know what they're going to say anyways, pretty much. And then I also got a Bluetooth speaker to go in the shower, and I listen to it there and while I'm getting ready as well. So, and then like where I'm folding laundry or something, I get my personal development in. But so that's pretty much how I map out my time management for the day. And then, like I said, I shared this with my husband to show him where he's scheduled into my day. And then you just have to make sure that, you really adhere to it as well. Another side note, too, that I would do is I would be sure, I didn't do this in the beginning, is I would be sure to let Kevin know what was going on for the week, like with team calls. Because if you have a team call at night, then he's going to have to help with the kids that night. And I used to he would get home, I'd say, I got a team call, here's the kids. So now I let him know for the week what nights I have that, and we plan that out, and it's been so much better. Once I had this whole schedule figured out and scheduled him in and, worked around what I needed to do for my vitals. The other little tip, too, is that right here you'll see where, let me see, like this is when the kids will, right here, 2 to 3 p.m., this is where the kids lay down and take their nap. And I found that I can sit down in peace and quiet for my invites in the morning, and I can sit down and I can get back to all those messages really quick, do my follow-ups, do a couple more invites and reconnects. But what I did in the beginning, like I said, is when people would message me, I would get back to them right away. And, I'm in the middle of doing something with my family or doing something with the kids. And here I am, getting back to a message. And what I said to myself is 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, I'm going to get back to that message. It's fine. It can wait. And once I started to tell myself that, I swear, I was like, everything just calmed down for me. It'll be okay. I can get back to it at 2 o'clock. As long as you have the rule of getting back to them between 12 and 24 hours, you'll be fine. So let me think of anything else I had here to share on the calendar. Does anybody have any questions about that part so far before I move on to marketing strategy?
Lindsay, the only thing that I would add is that, and great job, color coding and everything, having some things, and we use a heart calendar more than Google ourselves, but color coding things so you can quickly look at it, and then your brain starts to formulate what's going on, and you get into this pattern with that too, by color coding things. And also, obviously the law of 80-20 is what I like to point out. The law of 80-20 is that 20% of your activities make up 80% of your success. So therefore, the importance of understanding what are your freedom producing activities, FPAs. Those are the invites and the attraction piece of what we do as coaches that are going to produce 80% of our success. So absolutely making that our top priority or how we schedule our Beachbody days and our Beachbody time. So 20% of our activity makes up 80% of our success. So know that that top 20% is inviting and attracting clients and following up with clients. Okay?
Perfect. Yes. And then that's when here are my top 3 things to do on my to-do list. Like I try to get a post up first thing in the morning, but I'll try to plan that the night before. So I get my post up and then I have my list of things to do for the next day, and then I prioritize. That's what I learned from Eat That Frog. And, you know, like Joe said, invites are going to be the most important. Reconnecting are going to be the most important. So I get those out of the way. I get them done in the morning. Okay, so let me move on to the screen. And everyone can see that calendar okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's my, my dry erase board. And I was going to try and go off of this, but I know that it's kind of hard to see. So I'm just going to tell you, and over on my wall over here, I have 6 dry erase boards. I don't know if I can show you real quick, but I have 6 of them. And the calendars, I took the top one off of there. But my calendars, I have 3 calendars that I plan for the quarter. And then I'll break down kind of what I do throughout the month with the team, with our team and everything. But first of all, what I want to let you know that I do, and I made that post about your goals and kind of take your goals a step further. Let's talk about how to break down and reach those actual goals. So what I have on my dry erase board with my calendar, and again, it's up on my wall so I can see it, is I started with family goals. And for us, we, you know, like we're working on getting a new car for Kevin. I want to do a beach family vacation this summer. And then I want to pay off our, you know, my car, pay off my van debt. Now I have my business goals written over here. I want to help 3 of my business builders reach diamond and actually, you know, get to team leader status. I want to get my 2nd business center to diamond. And I also want to help 2 coaches reach emerald. And then I also have for May, my Success Club goal is to reach 30 Success Club points, which equals 15 people. For June, I have 40, so that equals 20 people. So those are my business goals I have written right here on my dry erase board. My personal goals right now, I'm doing the ultimate reset, and I'm going to finish that and post my results. And then also just posting my results and my updates as I go along. And then I'm going to start a 2nd round of 22-minute hardcore after that. So I have my family goals, my business goals, my personal goals. Now at the bottom, I'm saying that I want to reach Success Club 30 in May, 15 people. We know that about 1 in 10 say yes. So that has me to think, how many invites do I need to send out? I need to send out 150. I should probably even 10 times that, you know? So I have, and I'll be honest with you right now, for the month of May, I have 0 Success Club points. I've been putting my Success Club points in my other business with my husband's business, and I run my mom's account. So I've been putting them elsewhere. For me, I have nothing right now, and I have a goal of 30 Success Club points. I need to do 150 invites. You know how many that is a day? That's 30 for the rest of this month. So if you figure it out like that, then that helps you. You're not just going to invite 15 people. You got to up it. 1 in 10 say yes. Then for June, I would like to reach my Success Club goal of 40, you know, by the 20th. So I have 200 invites that I need to send out. I have it written here by the 20th, so I need to get 10 invites out a day. It kind of sounds like nothing after I just said 30 invites a day. So, you know, that's how I like to map out what I'm going to do for my month, what my goals are for Success Club, what I need to do for my invites for the day. Then also at the top of my calendar, I'll put what I want to do for the month. And every month, what we do, on our team, and we've probably been doing this for a year now, I would say, is we keep the rotation of a free event into a paid challenge group into a sneak peek. And we've been keeping that rolling, like I said, for probably a year now. So what I want to show you right here on my calendar is how we're going to go through that and map that out. Right. So I'm going to do this. What I wanted to do is I wanted to suggest a strategy for this specific group. If I was just doing it for, like, I already have my plan for the rest of May, and then I would, I have my plan for June. But since we're in this group for 21 days, and I suggested everyone, start their program, and they start talking about it and start promoting it, I'm going to kind of flow off of that. If you already have something planned, if you already have, a challenge group plan, you can go with that. Maybe take some of these tips for your next month to plan as well. But what I want to do first, what I usually do when I start my, let me just go over here. When I start planning out my month is I type in things that I know with my family that, like if we have some kind of trip coming up, if we have some kind of, event that we're going to, and I put that in first. So on the 12th through the 14th right here, we're going camping. So we're going on a little vacation right here. And not that vacation really stops me from doing anything, because I still, work out. I still take my Shakeology, and I still get up and I do my power hour when we're on vacation. But I know when we're going camping, the service is kind of iffy. So I know that I want to still put that in there just as a side note. And then I just put in other things, like I know that Layla's, last day of school is on the 7th. So now I'm going to have 2 kids at home. That kind of changes things with, when I have time to do my business. So then I just kind of fill in other little family things that are going on. And then I know when she has her camps coming up, and I fill all that out. So that's where I start first. Now up here, we're starting our goal getters group. And then hopefully everyone has started their program. If maybe they were already doing one, but hopefully you've started your program right here. So what I looked at, and you'll notice down here also, you want to look at what's coming up for the month, like what kind of, holidays maybe are coming up when you're thinking of a challenge group to promote. So what I noticed when I was thinking about a date to start for a challenge group in June, and I suggest doing the 21-day challenge, and what we do too is we merge 21-day fix and we merge 21-day fix extreme together, and we put them in the same group. But it's been working great because we can have it start like on a Monday, and then 4 days before that we do pregame, what it's called, when we get them set up, mental and physical steps, how to clean out your pantry, getting them the steps for helping to prepare their menu, shopping, and then meal prep. And then we start on Monday. So what I noticed is that down here, July, so we're starting July 4th right here. You kind of want to make sure that you're not going to have a group that goes over July 4th. So, if you're like, hey, my challenge group's going to start on June 20th, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to think, oh my gosh, that's going to be right over, July 4th, and I have all these plans, and I'm not going to be able to stick to that. So, I mean, it's not crucial. I still would market it as, hey, if you want to still stay on track and have some kind of game plan while you go into the holidays and not overdo it. I mean, there's still a way to market it like that. But I just saw that that was coming up, and I thought, okay, so let's go up here with the 6th for challenge group start. So this is what I am going to suggest. And I'll show you how we back up and figure this out. So like I said, you're going to be starting your program. Everybody's starting their program. I wish I could see everybody's hands. Hopefully you're doing some kind of program and you're talking about it. You're sharing a picture of you after your workout. You're sharing a picture of you during your workout. You're sharing a picture of you with your meals. And you're letting people know, you're letting your target audience know how you're feeling, what it's doing for you. You're sharing your results along the way, how others in the group are doing or how others in your groups have been doing. So you're adding those little breadcrumbs, it's breadcrumbing, or those little drips of what you're doing with your, let me close this up a little bit, with your own program right now. So then what you could do is you can bust it out for 3 days, and then, on that third day, you're going to announce, on that post, you're going to say, hey, I'm starting, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just do a picture of yourself and write that it's like, think of some name for it, Summer Strong group, and then say that you're promoting that challenge group on that Thursday. So share, share, and then promote. I'll kind of spread that out a little bit. So now again on Friday, you're going to keep sharing, and then in that post, all these posts that you want to do, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when you're sharing, make sure at the end or somewhere in there you let them know about, hey, I have my challenge group coming up, and you do a little update about that as well. What we like to do is, so now since the challenge group is going to start, it's going to start on the 6th, what you want to make sure is that you give them time to get their challenge pack in the mail. But then it's also nice that we have on demand because people can start with their workouts. But I like to have this mapped out that, I'm going to post here on Sunday night. Sunday nights are a great time to post. And I'm going to do a last call or last 2 days post on Sunday night. And I'm going to get that ready right here. And you can even say, if you were looking for 5 people to join your group and maybe you have 2, so you could say, I have 3 more spots open, and then do a Sunday night post about that. You have to create the urgency, create the hype. This is what got me to get into the challenge group when I saw Sarah posting this. And then think about you guys. Like, think about what got you to so your upline. But gosh. Oh, I can, maybe I can get it wrong. But you saw your upline. There you go. Can you still hear me? Okay. You're muted. Okay. But I saw my upline posting about a challenge group and then sharing what she was doing. And then 2 days before the challenge group started, hey, we have 2 more days to get in. So that pushed me. That got me to be like, okay, I've been thinking about this. All right, I'm ready. Like, I finally got in touch with her and I got going. So that helps me. I know it helps a lot of others to jump on it. It also helps me when I do my private invites and when I do my follow-ups. So when, like we're going to do all of our invites for here, and now you know that the 6th is going to be the place that you're inviting them to. And then when you do your, follow-ups, I get back to them like, hey, I just want to check back with you. I know life gets busy. That's my favorite follow-up. I know life gets busy, and I know you're really excited about, insert their goals and getting in on this challenge group. I just want to let you know we have 2 more days, and everybody's getting ordered by, tomorrow, so we can all start together in the challenge group on the 6th. So I like to post that Sunday nights, last 2 days. And then, Monday should be the last day to post or to order. So I may do another last day post, but I'm sending out follow-ups like crazy on this day. And then actually on the 31st, because if you tell people they have 3 days, you know, they'll wait that long. So if you tell people you have 2 days, they'll still, you know, overflow and get on the third day. So it's not too bad to have them order on the 31st. So that's my idea for a push for what you guys can start inviting to a challenge group right now. And then if you have not run a challenge group before, like I said, how we set up our challenge groups with our pregame, and then day one starts on the 6th, feel free to be added into our group, and then you can create your own group and you can emulate or copy what we're, you know, posting into your group type of thing. So that's what I had for an idea for a challenge group part. So then what I had for the next part that you want to do is now you want to switch it and you want to start thinking about posting about the coaching opportunity. And this is where you post about when your sneak peek is coming up. So my idea was to, and like I mentioned the first day maybe, that I think it would be cool if we could do a sneak peek with the leaders on the team, and then everybody in this group can invite people to that sneak peek. So I was thinking that it would work. The last day for our group is going to be the 12th, but I think right here we can get a sneak peek in there, because Sunday nights, like I said, Sunday nights are awesome nights to post. Okay, so you can do a Sunday night coaching opportunity post. And we have been doing on our team, we've been doing the 1-hour webinar, and we actually have a complete script and slide for it. All you would need to do is add in your picture. So you could grab this from us. The leaders on the team can grab 1 or 2 of the other people, you know, rising leaders on their team. What I just heard from one of the top coaches saying, which I thought was really cool, is that they do sneak peeks. You know, sometimes they do the 1-hour webinar, sometimes they do a 2-day where they post twice a day, and then they do, you know, the live Q&A or webinar at the end of the second day. But they do it with 3 different people. So they do it with somebody who, you know, is like a medical student, somebody who's a stay-at-home mom, and then, you know, somebody who, you know, is working full-time or something like that. So that kind of stuck out to me. Julene and I have been doing ours, and I know she's been doing it with some of her other, with Rebecca now lately too. But to kind of think about, you know, when you're doing the sneak peek, you want to add some different dynamics to the different, you know, places that people, coaches are in the business. So anyways, that was my thought for the sneak peek. So now that you have that mapped out, you want to make sure you get that Sunday night, because that's very crucial to get that in. But here, you're kind of done with, you know, inviting maybe to your challenge group. So now you're going to kick it up a notch, and you're going to start inviting to your coaching opportunity. So now what I like to do, see what I wrote down here. So now what I like to do is, and then actually what I start to really kick up a notch here in this week, because now I'm getting my challenge group set up, is I like to do a lot of reconnects with new friends, and I'm just reconnecting like crazy, which I'll go over for the power hour. Connecting, like Joe was saying, part of how I love how they're breaking down the invite to attract, connect, invite. So I'm connecting with new friends like crazy here. Now right here, what I'm doing is, I'll just move this out, is I'm going to promote this coach sneak peek. And when you're doing this, I feel like it's very crucial to start out about a story about what you love about Beachbody coaching. Don't just say, I'm having this coach sneak peek, find out what coaching is all about, join us. You want to be talking to your target market. Who is the person that you're talking to that you want to be on your team, that you want to, change their life with this opportunity? For me, it's, who I was, how many years ago? 3 years ago, where I felt like I, didn't have a fulfilling career, and I was bartending at night. I wasn't meant to be a bartender for the rest of my life. I had, some kind of inkling to do something better. So I'm talking to that, and I wanted to be home with my kids all the time. So I'm talking to those moms when I'm doing my posts. So do some kind of post, and it could just be a picture of you, sneak peek, Monday the 13th, join, free to join or whatever. Just do a pretty picture of you smiling or something. The guys can do pretty pictures too, right? But just add something very simple like that. And then the other thing, and I'm going to finish right here so we can get into our power hour. Then what you want to think about too is you're going to drip all week about why I love coaching. So you're going to do, your recognition. You're going to talk about your team culture, share team calls, share, a couple things about what coaching has done for you and why you love it. So I hope that helps with all of that, and that it's not too confusing, because I tell you, when I first tried to do this for the month, my head was kind of spinning, but now it just flows. And as long as I figure out, what's going on in the month for me, and then I try to figure out the best date for a challenge group, and then I kind of work backwards about promoting, and then I try to figure out the best day for a sneak peek, and I kind of work backwards for promoting. So hopefully that helps, and that's not too confusing, like I said. Does anyone have any questions about that real quick before we go into the Power 20 minutes?
I got a question. So are we all going to do a sneak peek this month together?
That's what I wanted to talk about in leadership, to see what you guys thought. Would it be good if we did one big one, and then we had a couple leaders, lead it type of thing? Or, you have that option of where you and one of your coaches can run it as well, and you can invite people. So
I haven't really done many of those. I'd like to be part of a big group and see what that looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
My opinion on that is, if you guys want to do it, don't ask for permission. Just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
I personally want to connect with people that are more like me, so I'm going to run my own. That's how I feel. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too. I agree. They want to see you. If you've invited them, they want to see you talking in your story. So.
But I'm all about us modeling for, I'm with you and Victor and Lindsay about us modeling for new coaches here. But we absolutely, because Victor has his own culture, Lindsay has her own culture, but let's model, if you want, for everyone how we do it. And I think that would be a great idea. I definitely have my own culture. So we each have our own culture, and we need to speak to that. So I would personally pick a certain kind of woman or person that I'm going to present in my group, which would be different than Victor's group, because he has his own audience, right? So he doesn't want to talk about phosphates in his group. I mean, maybe he does, I don't know.
And like I said, it's, we have the complete outline with the slides and the whole script, actually, and you can, that'd be great. We can do this. You can see how we run it on the 13th, and then you guys take this and you plan your month for the next month, right, and then pick somebody to run it with and just go with it.
Hey, Lindsay, two things. Can you provide us the link so that we can request to get in? I would like to see how you pregame your people.
Mm-hmm.
My challenge groups suck, I think, because, well, I know they suck, but I run them how I would want to participate. So I don't like rules, and I don't like anyone babysitting me, and I don't want you to tell me about instructions. So that's how I run my groups, and apparently people really like to have all that. So I should see what you're doing, because you run very successful groups, is what I know. And you know, I guess people don't like me to say, okay, you got your package, go do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, there's some people that are like that in the group as well, and they just check in with me privately. You know, they're like, I'm sorry, I'm not really a group person. Like, that's fine. You know, I just try to, if I don't hear from them in the first couple days in the group, then I make sure to check in with them privately. And I always check in with everybody privately, I should say, after the first week. And then I start to ask them, you know, I just want to check in privately. I want to see how you're doing with your eating plan, with your Shakeology, with your workouts, your eating plan, and how you're loving Shakeology is what I say. And then I find out how they're loving it, and then let them know about how to continue with it in that first week. But yeah, for sure, I can add you into the group when we get that going. I also have guides that I've created from past challenge groups. So I can shoot some of those to you, or you know,
I would like that too.
even share it in the group, maybe.
I do good eating challenges, but my workout challenges, I don't get any interaction.
Okay.
And then second thing, so I love listening to Lindsay, because I'm not a systems person. I just wing it and do it every day, but that's not duplicable. I mean, it is if you want to do it, but not everyone wants to do it. They need a system. So I would love to see if you're willing to show me a picture of your multiple calendars that you've got mapped out, because I'll turn this office into a calendar.
I love it. I mean, even like, it bugs me that I can't see like that, you know, the next part of July down here. So I'm like, I'm just getting 3 calendars and I'm doing the whole quarter. So, because
if you can post that or send that to me, I would love to see pictures of it.
Okay. For sure.
Well, put those in leadership or something, you know.
Okay.
Or the group, whichever you.
Yeah, or the group, and just label it or whatever.
Okay. And then I can save this. I mean, this is, like I said, it's just a suggestion, but I feel like right now, for a push for this group, you got your program starting, start sharing, start promoting. You know, we're doing our invites, and now you know exactly what we're inviting to for the 6th. And it's true, Tina, you're Sapphire, so you're like that, and I can be Sapphire too, but sometimes I'm like, I gotta map it out, and I don't know, it just helps my brain to do it this way. So and any other questions on that? Or I had some ideas for the power hour too, unless you wanted to go ahead and take over that, Tina and Joe.
Yeah, if you will, for some reason I can't use my snippet to copy what you just did there, so if you will take a picture of that and put it in our group, that'd be great, because I'll follow it. And I would totally endorse this whole team following exactly that system. That'd be awesome.
Cool. I'm
going to be following it. So yeah, thank you for that. That's what I love about this leadership team, the diverse strengths. And I shared at one of our recent parties that Lindsay, I wasn't talking about Lindsay, but there were several of Lindsay's coaches at my party, and they were very strong Emerald personalities. And I was sure to let the people there know that it is no surprise that top coaches across the nation in Beachbody, top coaches, there is a strong dominating factor of Emerald personality, the systems, the organization, like Lindsay just showed us, she's very Emerald. That is one of the predominant qualities of top coaches across the nation, either their primary personality type or their secondary personality type is often Emerald. So I'll have what Lindsay's having, some dose, as much as I can do of Lindsay. I'll have some of that. And Victor, you're like me, you need to have some Lindsay in your life too.
I need to have more of you in my life, so it's a good balance. So
it is. We complement one another, all of us, and I love that about this leadership team. So yeah, invites.
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to add to this too is, and great job, because Lindsay just basically gave you her entire coaching plan, really, and so that's pretty amazing that she gave you her entire process, which has been working for her as probably one of the best, if not the most productive person in Aspire, with as far as duplication and depth of her duplication for using a process, month after month that her team can follow. And so the other, thing I want to add to this is just, the organization and keeping a list. You have this process, but one of the most important things is staying organized, but keeping a list of names. You got to have somewhere, and I know people are doing Teamzy as an option, but we can use a spreadsheet too. If you're only going to be inviting 3 people a day, you probably don't need to spend $30 a month on Teamzy, right? You can just write it in a notebook or write it in a spreadsheet. If you are wanting to, be a hell of a lot more productive, then getting a formal pipeline system like a Teamzy or something where you can invite 10 to 20 people in an hour and have a follow-up system. It is so important to keep a list of people you're talking to. The 10 in play list, the 50 top 50 list that Bob Lucido talks about, and the 10 in play. That is, inviting and keeping a list. Keeping that list organized for follow-up is probably the most important things you can do in this business. So you got to have a system for keeping a list and follow-ups, okay? And just writing names in a notebook is only going to last you for about 10 days, 20 days. Just keeping things in Messenger, I guarantee you we miss 80% of the follow-ups. If we're having enough conversations. All right.
I just had, our team has been talking about getting Teamzy set up as well. Julene, can you unmute yourself and talk about it for a second? I mean, like you said, Joe, you're right. Like if your goal is only, a little bit, it's probably not good to invest in that. But if your goal is to go big and to keep a pipeline going, Julene, are you there?
I'm here. Here I am.
Wanted to see if you could talk about, she's the one who pushed me to do it. I'm like, really? Do I need it? And so you can tell about how you talked me into doing it. I'm the one who found it and told her about it, and then she was setting it up. And go ahead, Julene.
I've been looking for an organization system because surprisingly, I am very organized but disorganized. And I need something like flashing in my face saying, you need to do this now, even if I have it set up. And so I was getting frustrated with my spreadsheet that there was nothing reminding me other than that little tab on the side that said follow up on such and such date, but then I would get confused on that. So with Teamzy, basically what it's doing is you can import all your contact lists from your phone to your Facebook to your Coach Online office. And then you start by saying, okay, my goal in 12 months from now is such and such amount of money. And then it will generate based off of data from other coaches, and this is made specifically for Beachbody coaches. But based off of that data, it will generate how many people you need to contact in a day, how many customers you need to follow up with, how many coaches you need to follow up with, how many people you need to invite, and then how many new contacts that you need. So it figures that out. So if you put in 1 year, if I need to make $1 million, then it's going to generate exactly how many people you need to contact a day. And then from there, you're going to rate your contacts. So, you know, maybe you have a it works person. You're like, okay, well, I really don't need to waste my time, but I don't want to get rid of them completely. You can put them maybe 2 stars that, you know, every couple months you might say, hey, how you doing? You know, because those people, Rebecca has a coach that was formerly a it works person. So you don't want to completely eliminate them, but you don't want to spend all your time on them. And then say someone you have right on the verge of signing up, but they keep putting it off, well, then you can rate them a 5. So TeamZ generates then this list. And it starts off by alphabetical order if you want to do that. Or it can do it based off of your stars. So how many stars you give them, up to 5. And then it will generate your list daily of who you need to contact. So it gives you a name, then you just shoot over to Facebook, shoot them a message, hey, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And then you just copy and paste that message right into TeamZ, and, you know, off you go to your next person. So literally I have cut probably what was taking me an hour probably takes me 10 to 15 minutes now, which is huge with
awesome.
everything that I'm juggling, which we'll talk about tomorrow. But it literally has cut down my time. Last night, I probably got 35 messages out between coaches, customers, new people. I mean, I was just, and it took me maybe an hour.
Wow.
So just the organization system, like, and then you can set it specifically. Okay, I'm talking to this person. I want to follow up with them a week from now. So you can say follow up in 1 week. You can follow up, or hey, what day will work best for you? You can put that in your follow up. So it literally does all the planning for you. And it just, I'm like ecstatic over it.
Yeah, that's so awesome, and it's great to hear. I'm part of a couple of 5, to 15 star diamond groups, and I can tell you that every top coach says it's the most important thing to have a formal follow-up and system in place for messaging, and a lot just swearing by email. And I know we do messages, but they all swear by email as a system. To be more productive. So, and then picking up the phone to talk to people is huge for closing, and especially on the business opportunity. Julian, can you do this for us? Because I want to look at TeamZ myself, but just because it's a common goal. Let's say that 12 months from now, you mentioned this. 12 months from now, somebody wants to be making $2,000 a month when they're just getting started. Can you tell me what TeamZ says, how many invites you have to have?
Let's see. Okay. Actually,
daily and customers and coaches, and how that works out. I mean, I'm just curious, just to give us a concrete example, because you said $1 million in a year, so that's but $2,000 a month in 12 months. Give everybody a goal and say, this is realistic, what you have to do.
Okay, so it does it by year, which of course we can do the math. But right now, and I'm planning on upping this, but right now I have mine set 1 year from now, $100,000. So then it right now, and I did up this, but it did have me contacting 6 prospects a day, but I upped mine to 10 just because that felt pretty low. But it has me at 6, and then 3 coaches, 4 customers, 3 ads, and 3 invites a day.
Okay.
And then I upped that.
So what was that again? What was that number again?
I believe it had me on 6 prospects.
6 prospects a day. So 6 invites a day to new people.
Yes, 4 customers. So people who have already ordered something, just to keep that connection. And then, let's see, 3 coaches. So just following up with your coaches, discount coaches, active coaches. And then it actually has technically 4 invites. So rather than just connecting with people, like 1 invites, and then adding 3 people a day to your network.
Okay. And I see Jessica Tuca says, say the goal of 120,000, you need 7 connects, 3 invites, and 3 ads. I can tell you, Jessica, and me and Tina can vouch for this. There is no way, if you're only doing 3 invites a day, that you're making $120,000. Just no way, everybody. It will take 3 to 5 years to get to $120,000 in you know, the Tina and I took 3 years, and man, we were relentless with talking to people. Now we didn't have an organization and, you know, formal follow-up system, so there's probably a better system. But in 1 year, there's just, you know, we got to be realistic that if you want to make $100,000, it's balls to the wall, working every, you know, available hour outside of your actual 9 to 5. Okay. And I wanted to, Chris Reed gave us some good things, and I put this in leadership yesterday, for, you know, what expectations would be, like a 3 to 5 rule. 3 to 5 rules, as he called it. And that is add 3 to 5 friends a day, 3 to 5 invites a day, 3 to 5 coaches a month, 3 to 5 years. And what else was in there? Plan on 3 to 5 years, but everything is basically around, you know, this 3 to 5 concept. So 3 to 5 coaches, 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 invites a day, 3 to 5 follow-ups a day, adding 3 to 5 friends per day for 3 to 5 years, gang. And so let's be realistic. If you want to do it in 1 year, you better multiply those efforts by 5. Then that means 15 per day.
For as a good representation of what Joe's saying, to paint a realistic picture, Lindsay McGuire, how long have you been a coach?
A little over 2 years.
And you're making multiple 6 figures already, right?
No.
No. And Lindsay is one of the top duplicating coaches on our team, and she is also on a power leg. So it takes time and traction to build up to that. And Lindsay has done a lot of work in 2 years to get to this point of duplication. And right now, her team, which is rocking, is just now starting to catch up and get to pace with her. So there's a delay between when you start having success yourself and then your team starts catching up with you. And that's when you start getting into the bigger income, when you start duplicating 5 layers deep. So Lindsay McGuire is successful. She now, Julene is catching up with her. You know, there's always a time delay. And now Rebecca is catching up with Julene. So Rebecca's new coaches, who she already has on board and moving, her new coaches will start catching up. And then when those coaches start catching up, that's when Lindsay McGuire is 5 layers deep from herself. That's when the big duplication, we talked about the gold ships, that's 5 layers deep. So when Victor has Ramik following it, and Ramik has his coaches, and Ramik's coaches has his coaches and his coaches, that's when Victor is creating freedom, right?
Yeah, and absolutely. And Lindsay, you know, to also give Lindsay a lot of credit, and your first year though, Lindsay, you weren't inviting for the coach opportunity, right, as much. So you kind of fell behind in that first year with where you could be on actual dollars, because it's the duplication of the coaches that is actually going to create the $100,000. You will never get to even $2,000 a month without duplication of coaches. And it's, you know, to Victor's point about doing this sneak peek, it's absolutely a must to learn not just how to invite for the challenges. It's a must to learn how to invite for the business opportunity. That has to be, a business opportunity has to be going out every single day. 3 to 5 coaches per month is 3 to 5 coaches who are going to be business builders, you know, with you, who want to add as well. So, you know, that's just not a coach. When Chris Reed says a coach, you know, that doesn't mean a discount coach. If somebody's just going to be a discount coach, you might as well just have them as a customer, because you're going to make more money with them as a customer than you will as a discount coach. So a coach is somebody who wants to be a business builder, who wants to help others. So learning how to present a business opportunity is an absolute skill you must work on every single day. And we'll get into that more later. I think that as we do invites, and today we ran short on our power hour, but that's okay because we got a lot of great info here. As we learn invites, we'll do role playing and during our power hours during this of the actual business opportunity. If I look at where my personal team, and I've recruited 130 coaches, if I look at where my PS coaches and I have screwed up, it's in not teaching them well enough how to do the business invite. And when people are afraid of doing the business invite, the opportunity invite, they won't do it because they feel like they can't explain it. And guess what's going to happen to your team then? Gone. Because people won't stay on forever as customers or as discount coaches. They're just going to be gone. So great job, gang. I think we can end it here, right, Tina? It's 7 o'clock, so we should go. But the take action, because this is every day is a take action, is going to be to work your calendar on a consistent basis. Post your calendar in the team page, a picture of how you're going to do your calendar on a weekly basis like Lindsay did, and prioritize your stuff. And then putting together your schedule of how you're inviting and challenges, and then putting together your, show us how you are keeping your list of people and follow-ups. Sound good, Tina and Lindsay, as we take action?
Lindsay just gave you absolute gold. Lindsay McGuire is duplicating deeper than anybody else in terms of not just duplicating emeralds, but duplicating diamonds and star diamonds deeper than anybody else on the team. She just gave you gold. So I don't know about you, but if you're looking to do something magical, you just got the secret sauce, baby. So I know I'm copying her.
Let's run it. Let's get it going. You guys just need to share and invite and promote, and share, invite, promote, and then we'll run it together. So.
Yep. As a matter of fact, again, it's imperative that everybody takes action every day. At the men's event this weekend, I was having a beer with Jimmy Nelson afterwards, who ran it, and he said, "Joe, what was the biggest takeaway that you had from this?" And I said, "Well, it was this section." And he says, "You know what?" I said, "This is the thing I think I could take back to the team and duplicate." He says, "You know what? Don't you dare take that back to your team without you doing it first." He said, "You put it into action and then duplicate it to your team." So Lindsay just showed us something. Every day, this is all about not just listening to leaders talk. This is not what this is for. Every day, it's taking action and being accountable for actions. It's only actions that is going to move the needle for us. So put your calendar in, take action, put your list in, how you're organizing your list, and you're organizing your monthly challenges and coach opportunities. That's your take action for this section. And let's do that prior to tomorrow. All right. Great job, Lindsay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.